Hope you guys having a great Sunday. And for those of you guys that are NFL enthusiasts, man, I hope your team is doing well. I hope so. Yeah, so I know in man, about an hour, my team be going up against the Cowboys. Who knows how that's gonna turn out? But at any rate, man, wanted to have a conversation with you guys on this Sunday. Um, I've watched a couple of videos, y'all. Watched a couple of videos that I found very interesting, and this is surrounding microbrands. So today's episode is really going to be more of a question because I want to know, like, I want to get some feedback. This is another topic that I would really love to sit down and have conversations with other content creators and collectors alike, because I think it is very important. I think, in my humble opinion, I'm going to be giving my opinions in this, and if you want to leave a message in the community's part of the community down there, comment section, leave it. Let me know what you think about this micro brands versus big box brands or luxury or name brands. Should they even be compared? I think that's a valid question, right? And I do have a question. Would you rather pay for the logo on your wrist or just the thought of having a watch on your wrist, regardless of what the brand is? John D, welcome in. Long Ranger, welcome in. Vincent, Watch Junkie, hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Of course, I come with examples today. And wrist check, I still have this on. This watch right here is a phenomenal watch. I'm going to talk about this thing too. Hold on, let me take it off, man. South Baltimore. There you go, right there. My Flieger. See the design? This thing has a Miyota movement in it. Miyota 9015. Oversized crown. As you can see, the case back. And, of course, it has South Baltimore stamp. He representing Baltimore like crazy on this one. And this is called the Bolt, aka Night Raven. I gave it that name. But yeah, I would like to know, man, micro brands versus luxury or big box brands. Should there be a comparison? Should we be comparing this? And I want to dive in. I want to just go straight into just what I think and what I've seen, because I saw a video today, or actually a podcast, watching a podcast. And there's actually a couple of elements to this, and I'm gonna get into the chat in a second. I see somebody drop, John D drop something. Let's lay everything on the table. We're talking watches. Matter of fact, I want to just name some stuff off. Popular brands, and I literally typed this in. I just typed in, please give me popular brands based on micro brands and independents. And of course, ChatGPT said off top, Baltic, Helios, Zelos, Autodromo, Christopher Ward, Steinhardt, Oak and Oscar, Boulder, Sheffield, Shepherd, Dan Henry, Ezra, Raven, Balsell. And then, of course, I got some stuff from you guys because I've talked to some other people. I just got a text message on name brands versus Vacheron, AP, Patek, Blancpain, Chepik, Chopard, so on and so forth. Of course, you got Tissot and everything. And I have some examples here. Of course, y'all know I have a watch from Zelos right here. We'll talk about that. And, of course, I have G-Shock. G-Shock. And this one is a special one, but we'll talk. It's literally special. Let me get into the chat real fast. Ignore that comment. Is that Paisley? Yeah, bro. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Tossing in my less than 2 cents on the topic. Microbrands suffer from and benefit from the lack of history and off-the-shelf cheap movements typically. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna just touch the pros and cons. Invicta Ceramic Blue Diver. Ooh, ceramic blue. Congrats, brother. It means they can do whatever they want in terms of creative design and can spend limited capital on design instead of in-house movement development. John D firing off. Thank you for this, man. But let's be clear, we should be considering the term microbrand solely on production value and not price. So expensive watchmakers like, how you say that? Vaney, Halter, never heard. Or microbrands too, never heard. Sounds like it's expensive. For me, it's all about the story, regardless of price or brand. Thank you, and I'm gonna keep that in mind right there, the story, because you know that you can create a story as well with your watches, man. Depending on what watch you buy, that watch could be purchased for graduation gift, wedding gift, or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a watch made for somebody and they cherish that watch forever, and it doesn't have a name. It's just something that, you know, if you have a local watchmaker, like I'm fortunate to have Kokomo Watch Company close by, and they can make you a watch. They can put whatever, you know, label that you come up with, as long as it fit in there, and they can laser it, or however, they have a machine for that. So yes, you can do that. But I just wanted to touch base on something, because as I'm looking through YouTube, as I'm watching everybody that's dropping content, and there's a lot of voices, we can't fail to acknowledge the powerhouses of YouTube, right? Dropping name dropping, Teddy and Mr. Wonderful. 2 years in a row, they did videos on microbrands, which ones are the best. And of course, when they speak on these things, because of who they are, Mr. Shark Tank himself, listen, that is validation that you have a wealthy individual, well-known individual, like, promoting your brand. And people that follow him, whether they like him or not, they're going to follow, they're going to look at that brand. And if it fits, then yeah. But is microbrands a curse? And should we be looking at microbrands as the same way a big box brand is? Because from my interpretation and from what I understand, if you went and bought just say, throw it out there, if you bought a Rolex, there's value in it, right? There's potential of buying and flipping that watch at a later date. Or if you had to get out of it, you can get most of your money back, right? That is, based on what I see as a consumer of YouTube, that is troubling in some points, right? Because that's telling me that it's not an enthusiast, it's not enthusiasm, it's not the love of horology. It's more status, right? And is status wrong? Is that wrong, right? Because I mean, if you're in a position where you can shell out $15,000 to $20,000 just like that, if somebody that doesn't have that type of money hate on you for that, I mean, because hate can go both ways. Snobbery can go both ways. You know that. Whether you poor or low level, like what was the and what's the guy over Protect Terry, the pourers, right? That topic lasted for like months, and it just actually resurfaced with the increased prices. But guess what happens? Even though he said that, and some people said that was detestable, Protect is still growing. They still making money. People are still gonna buy. Thank you guys for handling the stuff in there. Hey, if you're new here, welcome in, man. Welcome everybody that's in here. Welcome Sunday morning. Please, Sunday morning. Sunday evening. Wrist check. I have Marcel Baltimore, the Ball, aka Night Raven. I gave it that name. I gave it the Night Raven name, not the other one. So please put it in there if you just got here. What you got on, what you rocking. And also, we're talking watches, we're talking community, we're talking lifestyle. So if you want to talk about anything else, this may not be the channel for you, because we're talking watches. We're about to deep dive into some horology based stuff, right? Research is key to microbrands and story. Yes, it is. Okay, simply to bring this conversation towards is a common perception. FP Journe is a microbrand. They don't produce many watches annually, and value retention is through the roof. Yes, yes, John, man. And I mean, just from what I've seen online, yes, they are some beautiful looking watches, man. That horology in the making, in the metal, or whatever you want to call it, that is beautiful watch, beautiful watch. And you know what? I think that's more of a showpiece. That's more of definitely a luxury. I would look at that like a museum piece. You know, that's definitely, man, flexing. Like I step in, well, you know, I'm gonna have to have, like if I had an FP Joint, I'm definitely stepping in with a fly suit on, like some type of designer with that thing, man, and just like, yo. And that's the only time that thing will go on the wrist is when I'm going to like some type of gala or whatever, just the way they're built. But based on my lifestyle, I'm fine with the watches I have in my collection. Handmade versus mass produced. Handmade versus hand produced. I like both options, and I would encourage that. Honestly, I would encourage if you were able to get a watch that is handmade and it's in a price range that you can tackle. I would say go for it, based on what you desire and what you like. But let's talk to this like something for real. How influenced are you by the big names? I threw the name out, Teddy, bro. Like I'm telling you, this man has over 1 million followers and over 1 million subscribers. So like if he got like I don't know if it's 1.5 million. Imagine how many people that's not subscribed to his channel that still follow him. So he could be 2 million people following. Could be hundreds of thousands of views. And if he points out a watch, that watch is going to grow. That brand, and I'm talking about Microbrand. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? For example, let me show you this. I have my Laurier Neptune. I showed you guys this a few days ago. So the Laurier Neptune, phenomenal watch. In the event, a celebrity wears this in a movie, and it's a box office movie, right? And they look down his wrist, and you guys check this out and see that it's the Laurier Neptune, and it's being used during a action scene or whatever the case is. Right now, this model is not available. Lorenzo and his wife would have to go into heavy production to get this watch made because the demand for it is going to be ridiculous, especially when it's covered by some of the well-known YouTubers. And you have to understand, and I'm not calling anybody out, some people that's watching right now and some people that's not watching, you're influenced. You are definitely influenced. So if somebody say this is the way to go, I guarantee you're going to make it happen. I don't care if you got the money or not. If you got to finance it, and I heard Mr. Wonderful say never finance a watch. I've heard a couple other people never finance a watch. Well, people do that. That's the way. Kev Cook, I saw your comment over there on Time and Tide podcast. That's really what kind of sparked this conversation. I tend to have an issue with the term microbrands. If you only consider cheap watches, then we aren't talking about micro in terms of production values. Yeah, if you're looking for just affordable watches, man, you can go over to AliExpress. And keep in mind, I have experienced AliExpress watches, and those watches are nice, man. Those watches are nice, but they will never ever gain the respect of somebody because, like, I mean, dude, like from a social standpoint, let's think from a social standpoint. If I was to get if I was to get an FP Joint, right? Why would Trap be buying an FP Joint? If I had the disposable income, why would I buy it? All right, so I'm asking myself this question, and let's follow along. So one is to experiment, to experience, and also, yes, I'm going to show it here on YouTube. I want some feedback. I'm not even going to hold you. I ain't going to lie to you at all. If I went that route, I'm like, yo, I got a Journe, y'all. I'm gonna celebrate that because those, depending on what model I get, those are expensive watches. Those are expensive watches. But I would much rather, if I was to get a Journe, I would much rather get one that like is based on my curiosity on how the movement works and just the inner workings of this watch, right? And what went into it. How long did it take? I'm gonna ask all these questions because, dude, if I'm spending $90,000 to $150,000 on a watch, what? Yeah, I gotta know these things, man. Oh, hold up, wait a minute. We got a super chat in the building, man. Hold up, bro. We got a super chat. It's good to see a watch live stream actually live. Yo, so if you're new here, man, your boy Trapvision, I get excited on the super chat, so you get to bounce. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for that super chat. For the next, you know what I mean? I sense you are leaning towards defining microbrands only in terms of price. Why is the term price related and not volume related? Oh no, we're gonna get into that because like, so that's the thing. I read through so many comments when it came to microbrands. It's like a cheap. Some people were talking about why would I buy a microbrand when they're using off-the-shelf movements from Seiko, right? Or the Miyota movement, or Salida 200, or ETA 2824, or whatever the case is. What's the best? I mean, like, what's the best way to approach a micro brand? And I don't think, like, in some cases, I don't think micro brands should be compared to a luxury brand whatsoever. I don't think it is, because it don't, like, how does it compare? Especially if you're talking about, you know, like, hey, this watch, let's pull one out. Yeah, let's pull the watch out. All right. Now, these watches are in two different categories, man. I got a Zelos right here, and then I have a Tissot, right? You got the Tissot Heritage Piece, 1938. This watch is cost certified. Beautiful watch. This right here has the Miyota 9015 in the watch. And yes, they're two different pieces, but they will make a watch similar to this at some point. You just give them time, it'll come. You know what I'm saying? Because Zelos I don't know how many watches Zelos puts out per, what, I would say 5 to 6 watches per year. Right? But like that term, value proposition, well, you get more bang for the buck, so it's better to go with a micro brand versus this. And I personally, I would say go with a watch that actually feels great. Matter of fact, I want to go back to that term or the actual comment that was mentioned earlier. It's for the story. It's for the story. Now, Grant, you know, I would have never thought about getting this watch right here. I would have never thought about this, man. And I looked at it and I said, that's very interesting. It's a little smaller than what I like, but I said, man, okay, let me look at it. And when I saw it, I didn't buy it day one. I went and found out about this watch. And I said, yo, this is actually a remake, a reissue of something that came out in the 30s. Which the original one was it had a white dial, like almost like a porcelain dial to it, similar to this, small seconds. It wasn't, man, it was dust proof. It wasn't even waterproof, man. It was like a 5 bar, if that, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't designed to go or to get wet. It was a dress watch. And I believe the price I saw back in the 30s, this watch was $225 back in the day. You got to think, this is the 30s. So 200, like, what was that? What would that be? This still comes in cheaper at this point in time. At $225 at that time, yeah, this still cheaper than what that watch was back then. Rolex is mass produced, but it's heavily collected. Rolex is heavily collected, and I don't think it's even fair to compare. But I always get this, or you guys have always seen this. If you can't get a Rolex, or if you don't want to wear your Rolex in certain areas because they're like Rolex, the theft in certain areas is super high, there's alternatives. So you have a Pro Diver from Invicta, you have a bunch of AliExpress models that you know what I'm saying, like that will have it. There's so many Rolex examples. This is another one. It does not look like it, but it's in that category. But wouldn't you just buy this? Would you like to just buy this because you went to an event and you watched this guy talk about it, this guy with this very distinctive mustache talk about this brand and why he brought it out? He didn't bring this out to be like some crazy luxury piece. He brought it out because he liked watches. He wanted something practical. I actually got a chance to interview him and his wife a few years back when I got this watch. And the story behind this watch, and I like this watch. This one, and I showed the other day, it does have wear. If you can see, I wear this watch a lot. And it's an interesting piece. Another piece that I would have never thought I got because I used to, look, I'll show you, man, I like larger watches. Look at this in comparison. See the difference, man. I like bigger watches, man. But I like this one. This is a very handsome piece. I like wearing it. Enjoy it. Let's see what the chat. I'm not influenced by the brand name. If price is the variable that you want to dominate the term microbrand, then maybe a better, cheap or inexpensive. Yeah, that's where I would say the AliExpress stuff comes in. That's where there are a number of YouTubers that dominate that area. They really dominate the area, you know, and they do a good job. Again, I'm not knocking anybody that, you know, that like a cheaper watch. And also too, you know, one thing that's really, I don't think it's touched on a lot, is where you are financially. There's some people that financially they cannot afford. So a Citizen or a Casio will suffice for somebody. But like when you get into these, like you start diving into these rabbit holes, it's like, man, I really like to get into one of these watches. And you can, if that's what it is, if we're talking price, which I know one of the arguments, and this is outside the argument of microbrands, but let's talk Seiko. Seiko, one of the biggest complaints I've seen on YouTube and Instagram is Seiko's going up on price and they're not giving you more. They're not giving you more, right? But then let's put microbrands back on the shelf. How do you guys approach a microbrand that uses the same movements in Seiko for a cheaper price, but is comparable as far as finishing? And they may have like on the fly micro adjust. It may have like, as far as specs are concerned, the specs are like blowing certain Seiko models out of the water. What do you do in that situation? Do you travel to the less or the more affordable piece, or you say the heck with Seiko, which some people said they done with Seikos when they went up in percentage? I don't know if that's true, if they're gonna stop, but you know. Thank you. Wrist around. I like Laurier, but they don't come close to running a business that functions all year. They have almost 90% at the moment. I promise they don't, John. Hey, and that's the other thing too about microbrands. That is a severe disadvantage, because, man, just when something catches fire, and you like, you know what, I'm gonna go in it because I know. Matter of fact, where is it at? Did I bring it? Yeah, the Zellos. There are people that, since they found this brand, that's all they swear by it. There are people that approach this brand right here, Zellos. They approach this brand the same way some people approach God tier, Casio. And I've seen it. Go to Watch Crunch. There's a whole bunch of people. I went into a forum. People swear by Zellos, and they have multiple Zellos. Some people even, because they are so in tune with the brand, they're getting like custom stuff. And that's the one thing, that's one of the advantages that you have to microbrands. I'll say one is having their phone numbers or email and say, hey, you know what? Would you consider doing XYZ? And that may just happen. That may just happen. But there's so many elements. There's so many avenues, and I'll say rabbit holes to the micro brand space versus the major luxury brand space. Shoot, I'm even seeing like, what was that? Invicta started doing the digital pieces. They did a mud, their version of a mud master. They did their version of one of their smaller sports courts pieces. And dude, I mean, it's no comparison, of course, but the masses don't care. The masses do not care because they follow Invicta and they say, yo, Invicta's doing digital watches. I don't have to buy a Casio, and it's cheaper than a Casio by $10 or $8 or $7. They're going to get it. And as far as quality is concerned, like, that is not a factor in some cases. And that's like Mr. Wonderful said, I'm a dial guy. How many people? I mean, a lot of us do that, man. We buy watches off the dial. But then, yeah, like, here's the other thing too, is this is like I was watching Teddy, and Teddy was talking about this, and you guys know this. When you have a watch company, like, say for instance, Rolex makes a dive watch, like they throw a meteorite. This has meteorite in it. If they throw a meteorite in a Submariner, if the Submariner retail right now is say $13,000 or $14,000, you put meteorite in it, you go up to what, 18 maybe 20, right? You know what I'm saying? And that'll price somebody out. So they say, hey man, what's the alternative? You know, so like it was said earlier, man, you start doing research and you like throw in dive watch, meteorite, sapphire, put all your descriptions in there. What's comparable to a Rolex? And then it give you all the options, right? And then you put what's comparable, what's affordable that's comparable to this Rolex. Then it give you a bunch of options. It should be applied to lower production brands. Let's see. Let me get into the chat. I had a great meetup with Megazoid, the super guy. Hey, that was dope, man. I appreciate you sending them pictures too. I finance in terms of paying 3 on PayPal. You know your money, and again, a talking head on YouTube, like pretty much my big head on here talking to y'all. I'm not here to give any purchase advice at all. I'm like, we're having a conversation. I'm talking about it, man. But I'm telling you, like, oh my gosh, I was looking at the time and tide. I watched the entire video, entire podcast rather, and then I went straight to the chat section, and man, I tell you what, for those that are brave enough to have a YouTube channel or a podcast or they talk watches, I give kudos, because boy, you have to have thick skin, because some people went in. Some people was like, hey, you're a paid journalist to do this, so is that really journalism? Or you're a shield? Or what qualifies you? I even heard, it's like, for example, Zelos is a brand that may send you out something. Who was it? Oh my gosh. Oris is a brand that will send out to larger YouTubers. So that's another thing. If a YouTuber receives a watch, be it luxury or micro brand or independent, if you will, is that person's credibility thrown out the window? Because I heard that's like selling your soul. If you take a watch to promote and say, this is the best thing walking, man, it's the best thing since sliced bread, man, this thing moonwalks on water, this watch is phenomenal, it's stupendous. I've mentioned this before. Is that person considered to be evil? Like, are you not supposed to listen to them? Or are you going to listen to them? Or are you going to say, you know what I'm saying, try for yourself? But again, there's people that's going to buy, and I know there are people that's going to, man, shots fired, bro. Like, I was looking at the comment section in multiple. Teddy catches it, and that's for what we get to see. I don't know if they limit some of the comments that are put out there, but for the most part, there is a percentage of people that will fire on you for taking a watch from a company. Do you think that's viable? Do you think, do you guys like that, or does it bother you? Pursuit Pilot Watch Pro. Okay. What's up, Tim? Welcome in. That's too much money. 100 grand is too much for any watch. Hey, bro, I went on Exquisite, man, and saw a watch for 700,000, a little over 700,000. Welcome in, everybody. Trap, I like all brands. What's up, Jay Jones? Because it's a beautiful watch, that's why we buy the Microbrands. So let's consider the group of Microbrands to include every price point, all the way up to Grubel Forsey or the De Bethune, and not just Laurier or similar price watches. Okay, let's do it. Let's go there. Let's go there. And I'm at Pigeon as well, right? Okay. So, I was asked before, watches that's better than Rolex. Since we're talking Microbrands that are in a certain price point, Microbrand wise or independent, if you will, I'll start with. I'm gonna start low, and then we'll go up and the only reason is because I saw this was a topic on, I forgot whose show that was. They were doing Christopher Ward, the Loco versus Tudor, right? Tudor being what is the average price for Tudor right now? What, 35 to 4,300, somewhere around there? Or they had just had the price increase. So let's just say 4 grand. Let's just say 4 grand, just to be safe, right? $4,000 for your average Tudor. But then at the same time, your Bell console is the same thing. You got the same price. Which one do you go, right? And this is a comparison. Now, I'm telling you my personal opinion. This is just my personal opinion between the Bell console and the Tudor. I like Tudor. I've always liked Tudor. I think it's a great watch. And if I had to choose between the two, I'm gonna choose the Tudor. And it's not because I don't like the logo or the Bell console. It is because I like tool watches. That is my speed. The Loco or the Bell console, I would like to own just to say I got it. And that's not enough for me I can't justify spending that money just to say I got it. That's just me personally. Because I know I will wear it. Again, social experiment. Hey, y'all, just guess what? I just got my Bell console, show it out, you know what I'm saying? Give you what I think about it and stuff like that. And like, hey, Trap, did they give it to you? No, I paid for it, bought it, blah, 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 whatever the case is. But I know I won't wear it that often. I know for a fact I won't wear it that often. But that Tudor, oh yeah, that Tudor is getting the wear. I'm wearing the brakes off that watch. Christopher Ward, I wore 48mm Aragon Adapt. Yeah, I seen that 2 days. I got that picture yesterday. Man, I just finished the joint. Pop up. What's going on, Ben 10? Welcome in. I have a G-Shot Mudman on today. What's going on? Well, I'm wearing my Rolex GMT Master 2. Feeling good. What's up? Event yours. What's happening, DK? Let me get into this chat because I'm behind. Your point is totally on point, Julius. Hold on, wait a minute. I missed Julius. Hold up. Let me get to Julius. Where you at? What did you say? Because it's a beautiful watch, that's why I buy the Microbrand. Oh no, I read that one. Did I miss you? Ben Zinger, kudos. Sharkov Cool has wonderful world respect. Oh, Julius, okay. I would add that most Microbrands tend to have their founders and outsource the majority of the production. Okay, that's why you say, okay, I got you. You say, I don't care about social standpoint. Okay. Okay, I mean, and that's valid. That's valid, man. And I know that people do, though. I know that people, they won't move and like that's how they move. They are like, hey, I have to be known in this area. I have to be known, and I want you to see what I got on my wrist. I want you to see what I drive. I want you to see what I wear. I want you to know where I work at. Pop, maybe not. I want you to know that I make money, though. You may not want people to know where you work at, but you definitely want to be known. And that, I mean, that is out there. Man, listen, I sat through a couple podcasts and a couple live streams, and I'm listening to the conversation, but I'm looking at the chat, and there are discrepancies because there are certain watches that can be named in this whole microbrand argument, the whole independent argument, or is one that's been discredited, right? But one, like I'm gonna tell you this, the one that is talked about, I think from what I've seen, is FP Journe. And I said this last week, outside of seeing it here, seeing somebody manipulate it on YouTube is cool. I want to see the watch up close for myself. And thankfully, I saw, what was it, Frederic Constant, right? I saw that on YouTube last year. I heard the name, and Moya Jewelers they sell it. They're authorized dealer for it, right? So I go over there and I see it for myself, and I said, yo, this is a really, man, bro, that thing, and they got a perpetual calendar, and I think it's like $10,000, where their other and I get it, we're talking price in comparison. Now, I don't know the durability of it. I don't know like how much it costs to get repaired. But just looking at that watch, when you flip it over and manipulate it, once that thing is powered up, oh my gosh, it's a great looking watch. And that's something I was like, you know what? I would consider that. And I'm not really a dress watch type of guy, but I will get a dress watch. And the FC, I would definitely get that. Hold on, let me get into it. Hey, bruh, in chat. Miss Williams, how you doing? Watchman 54. I think anyone who judges a watch based on price alone still hasn't learned how to appreciate the different qualities watches have to offer. And that goes back to research. And getting to know who you are as a watch collector. Getting to know who you are as a watch collector. Because I'm going to tell you something. I said this and I stand on it, man. Tariffs is a major topic right now. I saw on OC channel, they did a whole a poll on who's willing to continue buying, who's switching over to another brand, who's gonna suck it up. There was 4 criteria, and I think majority of the people said they'll suck it up. I think 53% of the people said they'll suck it up and just continue buying. They're not going to walk away from buying and protect. They're not walking away from buying APs. They're not walking away from buying Vacheron. But then there were some people that said AP is overrated. AP in comparison to other watches is like there was some people that was attacking AP. Now, I had a chance to, again, I always give kudos to Moya Jewelers for allowing me to experience, to manipulate, to test these watches out. And I got a chance to look at the Vacheron, check it out, put it on the wrist. I got a chance to look at Protect, because before them, I would only see it right here. And what do I think about it? Once I got through looking at it, wearing it around the store and stuff like that, my pick of the litter between all of those watches was the Vacheron, the Overseas. And I was like, this is an amazing watch. And I see myself like, you know what, I can rock this. And then, what was that? Oh my gosh. What watch was that? That Bugatti piece by Jacob & Co. That's not a watch that I would wear. Even if I had $325,000 to buy that particular one, I wouldn't do it because I just like looking at it. I think the pistons on it was the tourbillon. Beautiful. That watch is sick. I think the craftsmanship behind it and the fact that it moves like an actual engine of that Bugatti. That's like, man, that's sick work, man. I'm telling you, I was so impressed and mesmerized by this watch. And the price, I didn't care about the price, you know what I'm saying? It was like, because we say, hey, who's going to spend $325,000 on a watch? That is such a silly question because that watch exists. That watch exists, bro. Like, it exists because there is a crowd for that. Even the RMs. RMs they like, that thing was crazy during COVID. Like, dude, my feed was just flooded with RMs, and then I got a chance to see one in person, or in the metal, and I was like, yo, this is, dang. dang, this watch is cold, man. There's so many layers to it, man. So many pieces. It was skeletonized. I was like, yo, it had gems in it. This guy down in Georgia let me check his out. I said, man, this watch is crazy. The Pelagos 39 wears awesome. The BB58 GMT Pro Tool, BB54 all wear great. Okay. You'll definitely wear the Tudor all day. Hey, bro, listen, because I put one on, man. I wore a friend of mine. I wore his Tudor, man. Bro, I just tried on Hannibal's. Hannibal, we was just, bro, that Tudor, man, I'm telling you, that thing is nice, man. And some of the argument in the chat is who pays, and this is, if you go to these people's websites that I'm telling you about, from Britt Pierce, Britt is with the was the guy Adrian Barker. They got a podcast. Just go into their chat and just look at what's being said there. Some people are for the conversation. There are a few, not a lot, but there are a few people that are opposed. And that question comes up: who is spending that much money, especially right now in this climate? We like them. We like watches, man. And I will say, your watch journey should definitely define who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may want an expensive piece. You may want to like grab a $30,000, $40,000 watch. Some of y'all are gonna be like, nah, bro, you crazy. You tripping. $30,000, $40,000? I'm not paying that. Bro, you say that until you put it in your hand. You look, you like, okay, all right, hold up. I got some investment. I got an extra car in the garage. I ain't drove that car in 10 years. You know, I can sell that. I got a couple watches I can sell. Just saying. Make sure I get all the, let's see. Baltony is making the best watches under 500 Canadian. Yeah, meteorite stuff is not worth the high prices for me. Now, I like meteorite. I like elements, man. I definitely like, and that's one thing I do like about Microbrands, because you can, if you are on a fixed budget, you can approach some of the elements or some of the descriptions or attributes of the stuff that we take for granted. Like, you'll never see on one watch. You may have like your rubber, you have gold, diamonds, meteorite, all this sapphire crystal, all these on one piece. You're like, man, and then you look at the price tag, it may be $2,000. I'll tell you a company that I would love to try out. I just seen it. I've never seen one in person. Is Zero West. I don't know, man. I think I learned about that watch company during COVID, and I'm subscribed to their newsletter. I'm like, man, one day, one day, if I could just get one, yeah, and. Yeah, man, the prices are up there, but yeah. Let me see what y'all talking about. What's going on? Robert Wood in the building. Hello, fellow watch enthusiasts. Hello, what's going on, man? Hope you and the wife are doing well. Love that shirt, bro. What size is that? Oh, bro, it's an extra large, bro. I'm out of a 2X now, bro, and this even getting to the point where I can go down to a large, man. Yeah. Honestly, I'd rather have microbrand watches. You get more for the money, in your opinion. Okay. Says the man that owns 2 Rolexes. My bad. I'm sorry I had to call you out. My man, hey, my man rocking hard over there, man. But hey, listen though. Now here's the thing too, because y'all. Investment Rod, that's not just a name, man. If you go to his channel, he'll tell you, he'll teach you, he'll help you on avenues you can do to invest your money, right? Which I would recommend, because if you want to get an expensive watch and you don't know how to get there, man, there's some people that help. Who was that? Ben 10 was talking about that, man. Investment literacy, stocks. People, he said, there's no excuses. We are in 2025. We have the internet. There's no excuses. Stop being scared. You know what I'm saying? Scared money don't make money. That's what, listen, Ben was saying that just a few days ago. So we may be, I mean, investment rod just kind of sparked something right now, because we're talking micro brands versus this, but like, how do you get into that? Like, if you may want to buy a micro brand that costs $10,000. Oh, what's that one brand? Manasseh, bro. Like, bro, I sat through that demonstration, and the watch that I looked at, I think starting price was like $10,000 to $11,000. And I told him to his face, the guy that was, I can't remember his name, please forgive me. I told him to his face, I said, bro, if I had to scratch, I'll buy this watch. If I had to scratch right then and there, this watch, but I'll put it on the wrist, I said, yo, the way the light hits that thing, man, and then, the design, the movement, everything about that watch was chef's kiss, bro. Like, that thing was beautiful. Luxury products are what's known as, what's going on? Valuable good, higher prices don't necessarily reduce demand. Some brands may find that fit into the category, but name brands like Rolex will be okay. Yeah. Where did I get this shirt from? Was it Kanji? Got it from Kanji. You see, I knew Trap was going to mention Ben Bugatti watch. Ha! Black Bay. My budget is $800 to $1,000 right now. Hey, you know what's crazy? You can get a lot. You can get a lot for that. And this depends. Like, that's the thing too, though. Like, what type of watch do you have? This is where I'm gonna say hype will be your enemy. A hype watch, because you said you got $800 to $1,000. A hype watch can be your enemy, because if you buy that watch online and it's shipped to your house, you get it, and you find out you don't like it, that's a mistake. Well, I ain't gonna say it's a mistake. There's something you learn. You got a new wrinkle in your brain. You're like, I don't really like this watch. You know what I'm saying? Now, maybe you can send it back. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how you do it. If you buy from eBay, if you got one of those sellers, and just word of advice, if you look and see if you can return that watch, if it don't work, if it's scratched up, or whatever the case is. Research. But at the end of the day, and I can't speak for flippers, but I can speak for myself and people like me. If you're similar to how I feel, I definitely enjoy watches. I'm gonna show you a watch. This is a Citizen that I have. It has the integrated bracelet look to it. Sapphire crystal, and it's quartz. Gold, and I'm really not a gold guy, and I'm gonna tell you, man, that crown, super small, it's hard to manipulate, it's not the best, but I will never ever get rid of this watch, because this was a birthday gift for me when I worked at K Jewelers. I made assistant manager, and my man Larry blessed me with this watch, and I would never get rid of this watch, man. Ever. You know what I mean? Like, this watch means a lot to me. It means a lot. And the crazy thing, another reason, is I didn't even know that he was married. He got married to my old section sergeant that promoted me in the Army. I didn't even know they knew each other, man. We were just talking, and he said, man, my wife says she know you. I said, how your wife know me? And he showed me a picture. I was like, yo! And I just went crazy, went nuts. And so, yeah, this watch will never leave my collection. Ever. No, at least not by me trading it or selling. Thank you. At no time should anyone question the prices of someone's purchase. People can spend their money any way they want to. Yeah, man, John, what you just said, bro. John, thank you so much for saying, John. John, that is, bro, like that. I don't know if that's considered snobbery, being nosy, being messy. I don't know what it is, all of the above. But yo, do you know how distasteful that is, and how disparaging that is to question somebody's purchase and how much money they spend, bro? Oh my gosh, man. So if you are approaching like a watch, and you say, man, I really like this watch, but I can't afford a Rolex. I really like this watch, but I can't afford an AP. and you go and buy a micro brand that looks like it, or AliExpress brand that looks like it, you get it and you fall in love with it. Say you like it. Let's say you like the watch. You say, man, this watch is dope. And that's what you wear. And somebody like, oh, is that a, oh, what is that? Oh man, dude, this is a homage to an AP, man. I paid $100 off of AliExpress. Oh, bro, you should have just saved your money, man, and you could have gotten. They point you to a micro brand that has something, a similar fashion to that watch. That's, oh, House X in the building. What's going on? What's happening? Trap, the only thing I felt after dropping 6K on my tag Warrior was feeling of regret while wearing it, knowing I could have had 10 quality micro brands, which gave me feeling satisfaction for cost. I mean, that's something that you learn, bro. That's something, and that's the thing. This journey is yours, bro. Like, and that, I get on, so Jay Jones in the building, I said that's the Jay Jones experience. Go out and buy 7 to 12 watches recklessly. Don't care, throw caution to the wind, just buy it and just say, forget everything, I don't care about nothing. I just want all these watches. And I'm gonna wear them and I'm enjoying them. I'm gonna post them online, and then I'm gonna stick my tongue out at Trap because he gonna say something about me buying all these watches. Don't matter, bro. It's your money. It's definitely your money. It's definitely what you think. And if you felt that, man, I could have got that, well, yeah. I would hope that, I don't know if you still have the watch or not, but you know, that's one of them things. We all learn stuff, man. There's times where I'm like, man, I think about this, man. I just mentioned this. From 2014 up to 2022, I was going crazy on buying Victor. And if you look at the money that either I spent or my wife spent or what was gifted to me, woo! I could have had a FP Journe. I could have had a Rolex. I could have had an AP, but the journey getting there, for me learning, me enjoying, me going on cruises, me meeting people, that's priceless, man. So my story with that is I don't regret. That's why I will always show, hey, man, yeah, my story started with Invicta, right? And if you go back, you know, and I don't have to validate or kind of put myself in the light of, well, I do like luxury brand, because I do like luxury brands. Some beautiful watches out there. Like one of my favorite luxury brands that is frowned upon because of its size is Panerai. Another watch that is losing money faster than some people losing weight is Omega, right? They under fire right now. And I just looked at the video with Tudor. Tudor losing money. It's not selling as well. That don't take away from the fact that they're nice watches. They're beautiful, in my humble opinion. And one of my, like, from what I've seen, what I've experienced, Frederic Constant, like I said, is a brand that I think is phenomenal. Omega, the Seamaster, no, Speedmaster 57 is dope. I like Bell & Ross, which, bro, I don't never see anybody talk about Bell & Ross. I hardly, like, man, the algorithm don't push it. But I think Bell & Ross is super dope, man. I mean, the original piece, and I'm gonna like it because it's connected to the military. Pilot watch, that is, like, man, it's a pilot watch. You look it down and you're like, if you're a pilot, you look it down, that's what the watch is actually made from. You know what I'm saying? The inspiration. And I like it. I like that square watch. I just do. I like Hugh Blow. And I know Hugh Blow is oh my gosh, frowned upon, but it don't matter. And I don't like it just to piss somebody off or just to hot takes or whatever. No, I like some of the watches. I like more of the, I like the ceramic. The Big Bang is cool. The Square Bang is cool, but that ceramic piece, phenomenal. I like that watch. I'll put that watch on, Moya Jewelers. Christopher White, what's going on? Welcome in. Vair, yes, Vair's another, yeah. I like Vair as well. I left that part out on purpose. I didn't even want to mention. Hey, bro, yo, I got you. I got you. I got you. You know I gotta poke fun with you, bro. How many watching you end up buying what you saw, Trap? Whoo. I'll say if I had to give a timeline over time, there's been a few people that bought watches that I recommended that they seen on here on the channel. Some people bought Islander. They bought into Islander. Some bought into the Seikos that I had, Seiko 5s and things of that nature, man. Longines that I recommended. And I think it's super dope too, man, because I don't know, I love that part, man. Like, we get to have stories and talk about stuff, man. There was a few people that bought Laurier. There's a few people that bought oh my gosh, what was it? My man up in JP up in Canada. They bought his watch. You know what I'm saying? The Knock Tool. There's a couple people that bought into that. So yeah, there's been a few people, bro, that bought. There was 1 or 2 people that actually bought into Zenea. Right? And Zenea's not talked about like ever. As far as I've seen, somebody now Jason is doing his own show. He has that Toronto show. So, you know, people get a chance to see that. And I don't know if he got his brand out there or he's just hosting. But yeah, man, there's been a few people that's purchased. Bro, I wore one of my OG ESQs. Oh yeah, the other day, and the battery has been dead for 2 years. I didn't care. I'm still rocking. Hey, that's what it is. I don't have a limit yet. If I get capital from a 10 bagger, I'm buying whatever I feel like. And being that, hey, you like watches like that, bro. That is the way. I wish I had that theme, the theme song. I spent the rest of my week wearing the old watches with dead batteries. Hey, I don't need you to go get them batteries changed though, bro. Good thing I semi-retired. I would have been late for everything. This is the way. Yes, sir. Did anyone see that new tag? Monaco has a carbon fiber mainspring. No, I haven't seen that. That's innovation only big brands can do. Yeah, man, that's the thing too, man. I would say enjoy. You can enjoy both. You can enjoy both. You know, there's a conversation with Microbrands that, in my opinion, they're not going to put a major brand on his heels at all. Will they inspire them to do more things? If anybody, I'm going to say Seiko. That's just me. I'm going to say Seiko. For the price, I'm like, Seiko. You sell your movements to people that are like killing the game with their bracelets, with their micro adjust, design and things of that nature. And it's right around the same price range. So I would say, like, for those that are buying the NH35s, NH38s, or the R34s, and they're outpacing Seiko, I'm like, Seiko, you know, when you asking more money, you're not really doing anything. And then the advantage of that, for those that are into the deviation time, now I'm gonna say this. You can take this as a hot take or not. Some people want their watch to run closer to cost certification. Cost, like they want that thing running close to 0 seconds per day as they can. I'm not knocking you. But keep in mind, if you got multiple watches and you're switching out on a regular basis, is it really gonna matter? I'm just asking. Don't beat me over the head. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just asking. Because I got some watches that's like some of my NH35s is going like 30 seconds a day. Put on a time grapher, I'm like, ooh, that thing running terrible. Oh well, I still like the way it look. And if I'm on a precision, I'll throw this sucker on. Or I got my Cincinnati watch. That sucker's running, man, 4 seconds? That's just 4 seconds a day. My Travis from Dufresne is running a second per day. So, and that's measured in 5 positions. So I'm just saying, amplitude is pretty good. It's cool. It's cool, but it's not necessary for me. It's not necessary. I think it's an added feature, man. And if that makes you feel good or help you sleep at night, if you drop $900 on a watch and the deviation time is low, then that's what it is. Watches are the trophies for good investments. Okay. Taking old stories about your army days. My army days with watches. I don't have that watch with me, man. But yeah, man, I gotta watch that. Shoot, that thing was still working. You know what was surprising? My Casio. Like, I literally got rocked by 800-pounder, bro. Like, they was trying to break through. And I was in the office, bro. This is crazy. I'm in the office and we're talking, like we're doing a meeting. We're about to go out and do our job. And I heard it. I just heard just like, and after that, dude, I was waking up. My ears were ringing. I was like, what the heck? Lights were dimming back and forth. It was like dust everywhere, bro. I was like, what was that? Knocked me on my butt, man. I don't remember nothing else after that, man. I was out for a little second. And I got up, and I don't think I looked at I didn't look at my watch just yet. I'm talking to people, like, we're like, what the heck happened? And I looked to see what time it was. I seen this huge scratch in my watch. I said, God, dog. Rubbed it, went outside, and I looked up, and it's this huge mushroom cloud. And I'm like, God, dog, dude, my nose bleeding the whole nine. But the concussive force of that bomb going off tore my insides up. And of course, it hits equipment. Hence, the lights are flickering. The generators were jacked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And my watch ain't no different. That watch still works to this day. That's what, like, and when they say God's here, I'm like, yeah, hey, Casios is built, bro. Like, if nothing else, man, Casios is built for destruction. That thing, man, it still works. The battery died. Now, I bought that watch in 2006. The battery died in January of 2023. The battery died 2023. Or was it last year? What's today? It's 2025? Did it die last year? Well, I think either 2023, but keep in mind, it's a 10-year battery on that watch. 10-year battery. That deployment was 2008. 2008 all the way to 2023 or 24, give or take. Come on, bro. That watch is, and it still works. I still got it. I just changed the battery in that thing. This hobby is ludicrous. I like ludicrous. Move! Get out the way. Kevin Cook. Ludacris is a Rudy. Oh my gosh, man. What's up, Woody? The Chase Doer in the building. I spent $60K in a year on watches. It was like, whoa. So I had to double that in the next 6 months to make myself feel better. And then you laugh. Something's wrong with you, bro. Don't play Trap Got Bang. Don't play Big Bang, say Little Bang. Come on, bro. I'm a guppy over here. You say that watches motivate you to earn more money. Hey, I can't, bro. I came here to keep my watch education going. And now you have me ready to go start shopping. Okay, my bad, y'all. I had to switch. And I was on Wi-Fi, but for whatever reason, Wi-Fi just cut off. You want to watch? It costs a lot. Get your hustle on. Buy and sell something to get those watches, baby. Yes, sir. Man, it's hard out here for a watch pimp. It's hard out here for a pimp. The cheaper the watch, the more you want to buy. I try to keep my taste high now in order to slow down. Man, let me tell you something. Affordable watches will tear a hole in your wallet because there are some nice watches under the $1,000 mark. There's some nice watches at the $800 mark. And with watches on AliExpress or watch dives, once you get down to the nitty gritty, if you like those different colors, you want to match it with clothes and stuff like that, those watches will tear a hole in your soul, boy. Bro, it's easy, man. Look, I talk about Jay Jones, but like, real talk, Jay Jones, he'll buy 7 or 8 of them affordable pieces. And he'll say, Trap, I did good this year. Yeah, granted, Jay Jones, if you still in here, I know you didn't buy as much as you did last year, or the year before that, or the year before that. But you still, on average, what is the average watch purchase? I don't know what that is. I don't have the numbers. I can't say. But I know if I base it on how I buy watches, you know what I'm saying? I might buy 2 or 3 in a month, chill for a minute, buy one, chill for a minute, get used to that one, buy another one. So, like, in a year, I can buy 10 watches, or 15, or 6. I know Jay Jones, that's not your thing, that's not your MO. Jay Jones like, hey, bro, I can't buy nothing less than 25 watches a year. Because he's getting them, like, he's buying the Aragons, he's buying those Invicta, you getting some Seikos, you get some deals on stuff, AliExpress. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You spending anywhere from 30 to 150 bucks per, you know what I'm saying? If you got $4,000 or $5,000 disposable income per year, bro, like, you can fly through some watches, bro. But I've done that. I'm not trying to go there no more. So my eyes is on stuff that, like, if I am to buy a watch, it's definitely something that have exactly what I'm looking for. And I got most of that now. So time for trolling. Uh-oh. I have my eye on a tag I keep walking away from. It's pre-owned, great price, but man, I'm seriously leaning towards chilling. When last time you bought a watch, bro? Hey, Ben 10 said it best, bro. Like, right, you an investment guy. If your investment, you cash in on your investment, you got the money, you got the disposable income, unless you saving up for something, dude, because I can't remember last time you bought a watch, what you said, what you bought. If it's priced right, man, hey, grab it. That watch may not be there tomorrow. Today's price is not yesterday's price. True statement. I don't tell people what my watches cost unless they're on the same page as me and understand my passion. Yeah, because that can, yeah, you can be criticized and looked down upon in certain groups if you talk about it. And I know we can sit and say, man, people shouldn't do, but bro, this YouTube, this social media, all holds barred, bro. No holds barred. No holds barred. They are going to say what they got to say. They're going to criticize who they want to, bro, because they can. They can. Morals does not equal YouTube usage, man. It's, bro, it's doggy dog in here, man. So you have to pick and know your community, what you can say, what you can share, and those that, if you are going to walk among wolves as a sheep, you better keep quiet while you in that thing. You better camouflage yourself if you don't want to get into a back and forth. That's real talk, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if you got the attitude, I pity the fool to say something to me because I bought a cheap watch. All right, you just pity them. They still gonna say what they got to say. Some people don't care. They be like, why are you here? We're talking about FP Join in here, man. And you're talking about Citizen. Get out of here, sir. Or a watch brand that's loved to hate because of its association. Glycine. You got a Glycine? Ain't they owned by Invicta? Sure. Wearing my Invicta Hydra Max Money Graffiti. I know what watch you got on. I got stopped 4 times by people wanting to take a look at it. Enjoy your collection, no matter what anyone says. That's the main thing, and that's what we'll end on. Well, you know, as we land this plane, yeah. If you're not enjoying the watch that you got, bro, what are you doing? If you're a watch collector versus enthusiast, you really don't care about resale values. Curating a fascinating collection full of depth is all that matters. Yeah. What you just said. Hey, John D, you been on fire today. John D, I greatly appreciate your comments and the banter, bro. Like I do, man. Food for thought. A lot of you guys have been putting some heat in the comment section, man. And I hope that as you guys were reading along and listening, man, this kind of gives you, put stuff into perspective. Because the end result really don't matter if you collect micro brands versus luxury. There's no rules to this thing for your watch journey. There's no rules. I promise it's not at all. The rules are, you know what I'm saying? Like there are no rules. Unless, you know, except for what you give, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to spend a couple. You know, some people got that, before I buy one, I have to get one out. 2 out, 1 in, however you want to do, just to keep you at a certain level. Those are the rules that you have to abide by. If you're going off the rules of what society says you should have, you failed. You stumbling. That's unhealthy, man. That's unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, man. Like, again, you can throw names out there. Time and Tide got a great channel where you can watch the people and you know, or you can be one of those that ask the question, what makes you qualified to tell me what to put in my collection? I don't care the fact that you've been around this. Because some people consider those people like the larger names, even Teddy. And Teddy is like YouTube's darling when it comes to horology, in my opinion, I think. But there's some people that don't like him. Some people don't like, definitely don't like TGV or Mark. I've said that before. But again, there's people, man, and I'm sure there's people that don't like me. Like, why are you on here, bro? Get up out of here. I ain't going nowhere. Stuck with me. I'm on YouTube, baby. Buddy was taller. I couldn't shoot. But you put on that AI clinic, huh? I like Bell and Ross. I never seen anyone wears it. Not a Hublot fan though. You got a Seiko Chrono now? Get out of here. You got a Seiko for real? Rado Captain Cook is fire. Tim, yes it is. I like that new setup they got. You can set it up how you want to on strap, bracelet, what have you. Variety is the spice of life. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I definitely got, I mean, bro, like you can't, I don't even know how to define my collection, bro. So I got Zellos right here. I got that piece right there. I got that piece right there. I got that piece right there. I got this piece right here. That thing is crazy right there. Look at that orange underneath there. Ooh. I got this piece right here. G-Shock. I actually got, hold up, I'm gonna show you something for people that, everybody can't get this particular one. You see that there's an S right there? You see the S inscribed? That stands for special, and there's only a select amount of people that can get this watch. I believe vendors or authorized dealers will get this. And this was given to me, and I wear this watch. This was given to me when my son died. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this is my J-Rail G-Shock. Ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere. And at one point, this is going to get passed down to his daughter. I'm going to make sure that she gets this watch when she gets older. And be like, hey, listen, people heard about what happened to your father. And they sent a bunch of stuff in. And this is a watch that was sent in on behalf of him, right? To do what I want with. And I kept it. I kept this watch. Because this is something that, because he was so sporty, you know, we talked about, I'm like, hey, you know what? This is something I think you should have. I told him that before. You should have, like, your beater watch. Something you go to work with and don't worry about tearing up. Because he had got into watches. And I was, man, dude, I was so hyped when he came to me years ago. He said, he did this. It's time for me a watch. And I was like, all right, come on, let's get it. Tim, that Rado is fire. What color you looking at? Man, I love Traps Live, my brother. What's he going shopping? Kuo and Kyoto, both great brands. To come back to the title discussion, walk us through the production methods of inexpensive microbrands. It's all just ordering parts and subcontract subcontracting production in bulk. Yeah. So, for example, with that, I was what brand was that? Ventura watches. When I went out there to was it? God dog, I was about to say DC. It's not DC. What was I just saying? Philly. The creator of those watches clearly stated he draws out everything, he sends it in and say, this is what I want. They make it. They make the case. They provide. He buys the movement. They assemble it, and whoever's ready to buy, they ship out. And that's pretty much it, man. These are off-the-shelf movements. This is not creating their own movement, man, because if you're doing that, now you're talking about high-end. If they're creating their own movement, you are talking, you have to pay them. You got to pay them for that. Got to pay them for that. Right? And then you think, I'm going to tell you this, man. Me personally, like I said this before, when I went to that event, there were a few microbrands. You had Heinrich, you had Mark Time watches, Isotope, and a few others. You had a few others, right? And it comes down to personal preference, man. But a lot of these guys and gals, and I say gals because you have Stella watches, they're using either ETA-based movements, and it's no different than if one of us started. If you had the capital to start your own watch company, you're not, bro, you know how much money it costs? It takes to the R&D to make your own movement? Bro, like Jeff Bezos type. Like, if you're Jeff Bezos and you want to start watching, be like, hey, okay, cool. But yeah, that's a lot of money that goes into that, man. A lot of detail, and then you get into the case if you're making it like the ergonomical value of like, dude, like for this watch to fit, like the light catching cases and all this, man, bro, there's so much that goes into these watches. So yeah, the price proposition, the value of these watches are like wrapped up into, and it just depends on what you think is valuable, what you want to spend your money on. Because case in point, using Ventura as an example, they have a GMT, and it's a world timer, and it's using the NH34. If you go on the website, the price is $3,500. I think he had told me it was $5,000 or something like that, but I went online and saw it's like $3,500. I automatically go, I'm like, okay, it's a world timer, it is your design, and that's what you're asking for. I can't argue the price. However, as a consumer, now we're talking Tudor prices. If I'm going to tackle this watch, that design, which is more on the fashion end of it, I gotta go Tudor, because that watch doesn't speak to me as a whole. Not for me to wear every day. For me to say, yo, this is nice, I like this, this is a part of my collection, I'm gonna wear it with dressy stuff or whatever. I can't justify the price. Just wanted to bring this topic out in the open. Love watches in all shapes and prices, but have to be honest about what we are buying and being ten. Hey, Hannibal, do you like Havering? I don't know them that well. I have 17 watches that need batteries. Just finished going through my collection. John D is preaching. No, I love, see, and that's the thing. That's the reason why I started this episode today, this live, for us to have this conversation, to have these things, because that, dude, the comment section is great when a video is dropped, or, you know what I'm saying, like either a podcast or something is dropped, y'all can have a conversation, banter, but like, and this is something that I want to come back to with a panel of people. I would love to have this conversation. And John, you're more than welcome. Once I do have this, and I'm trying to work out the schedule with people, because our schedules are like different. We're in different time zones at times. Because I would love to get Watching James back on to get his opinion on this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't had, there's a couple of people across the pond I haven't had an opportunity of having on a live that I definitely want on a live, so we can have these conversations. So just to clarify and understand, I like both Invicta and Microbrands, but you're saying basically they are all using the same parts and suppliers, and only difference is the branding. I mean, dude, like they're all buying for the most part. Either gonna buy from Citizen, the Miyota, or you're buying Seiko, NH35s, 34s, NH25s, NH38s, things of that nature. Yeah, NH34. So yeah, they're all buying from the same area. And listen, handsets, and I would say this: Invicta actually got in some hot water last year from buying like cheap handsets to go on some of their more prestigious pieces, right? With the Soprod movement, the hands weren't right for it, and those watches were failing. I don't know if it was too heavy for the movement. I don't know what the deal was, but like they got a little bit of hot water for that. So yeah, they're cutting costs. If you knew all the ins and outs behind the scenes of what it takes to actually run a watch company, what they're buying, and what you say is quality when they're buying from like these AliExpress stores in bulk. They're buying from the same source. A lot of them. A lot of them. What you're seeing is their design. You're getting a lot of these watches are their design. Like this piece right here. This is his design. Carbon. Right? But that's still a Miyota 9039. And is it a 9039? Hold on, make sure. 9133, I'm sorry. 9133, 9039, that's no date. This is the Miyota 9133 Power Reserve. Stand corrected. And yeah, he bought these movements to put in there. Now, them regulating the movements and stuff like that, that's different. You know, because like when you buy a Seiko, it's whatever, when they build a movement, they put it in there. Some run in 4 seconds, some run in 35 seconds. You know? Mont Blanc, Minerva movement watches. I wanted to look at the new single watches. Look awesome. Okay. Oh, WM and Eddie's Dive are crushing it recently. Yeah, they do. And the finishing is actually pretty good, man. It's crazy. They do a pretty good job, man. And like on average, you can get a nice watch for $129. KC, which is very different than Microbrands. What? I ain't never heard of these names that you put in here, bro. Hold on, I got to put that up so y'all can see that. I want y'all to see that on the replay. Jay Jones, man, I ain't buying nothing. Yeah, I see that. I'm looking. I see. We'll see if they'll pull it off. This topic just gets me going. And I appreciate that. It's yours and no one else's. Enjoy. Trap is flexing. Putting this Shaolin watch kung fu on everybody. You see, this is the trouble with and also benefit that comes with Microbrands. They're not beholden to a historical design language and can source the best movements for a price point. Yeah. And to toss out an example, the Milvet, I adore this company. Vertex. But with the source was movement at the price point. Okay. All right, Ramon, appreciate you being here. We about to get up out of here anyway. 45 millimeter, just won't work on my wrist, but I do like when they're doing it. They're so small in the pocket. Yeah. Trying to source a Hamilton 922 movement. A Waltham. Man, I should have bought that one when I was out there in Philly. I had a chance to buy one. I passed on it. The gem of collecting Waltham original cases is that they were likely built Aaron Dennison, who eventually went on to become Rolex case maker for decades. What bugs me about microbrands is when they hey, you want to have the same movement in 4 watches. Yeah, that is a yeah, and that's the way you collect. And some people don't look at it from that standpoint, but you know, I've said that before. Like when I was collecting Invicta pieces, man, I was buying a bunch of watches, buying a bunch. It was easy to buy them. And then you look at it, I got like 30 watches with the same NH35 movement and just a different look. Some pro divers, just a different color. Same case, same this, that, and the other. And I was like, man. And, you know, I sat back one day and said, you know what? Let me stop. Because there's other watches that I want to get. There's other things I want to try. Let me get my first True Travelers GMT, see if I like it. Which, I mean, I would stick with the collar style because I don't travel enough for that to be effective. I have one now, but it's not needed. So yeah, I agree with you on that one. That's why I like, as far as me buying watches now, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I just want to see what's coming out. I want to enjoy, you know, like enjoy the watches I have, go through and wear, you know, and yeah, that's it. That's it, man. I mean, I've had this watch for a year and I'm still enjoying this, man. Like I like this watch, man. It's crazy. And I don't need lume on it. I like watches with lume, with crazy lume. But yeah, man. And again, I bought this watch like 3-4 years ago, and I like my glycines, man. Glycines is on point. And I don't need nobody else to validate or say, hey, you know, that's a great watch. And I appreciate that. But like I like having my watches, man. I like a variety of watches, mostly divers. I got Seiko, Citizen, CW. Alright. Yep, I'm on the email list. Okay, so I do not have a Seagull movement yet. There's a chronograph that I was looking at, and I may buy it for Christmas if it's available. I'm not in a rush though for one of those watches. You know, I thought about buying a. I'm interested in, what is the watch, man, with the watch company that does the pineapple pizza and the green eggs and ham watch. Man, that's crazy. I should know the name of it. But I like that watch, man. I think they use the Seagull movement too, right? I know y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, and that's not a watch I know that I wear every day, but I would buy that watch to wear it. I think it's cool. It's a fun looking watch. Something that, you know, you're not going to take real serious, but like I just think it's cool to have. Studio Underdog. Thanks, Kev. Studio Underdog, man. I drew a straight blank. Yeah, but I will have one of those. I like the way like a Seagull movement look when you flip it over and you just like, man, that thing looks good, man. It looks good for what it is. Thank you, Tim and Kev. Bigglesworth. Mr. Jones is fun too. Yeah. I got a chance to see Mr. Jones watches when I went up to Chicago for their wind-up. What time it be? All right, I'm going to get over here and watch the rest of this game. Matter of fact, I'm going to sit here and watch it on my phone. Hey, I appreciate the conversation. John D, thank you so much again, man. That's an open invitation, bro. You always welcome to come up if you want to. Like, if I do a community, y'all let me know. Just hit me up. Y'all can hit me on Instagram, or you can just leave a message like, hey, I want to be a part of this conversation. I will make a show based around whatever you guys want to talk about. If you want to do an unboxing or something like that, we can definitely do that. And because I used to do that years ago. We used to do unboxings like every other day, or if not every week, every Sunday. Power Play Sunday. That is a term that has been acquired from the old Shop HQ, aka Evine. They used to have Power Play. but they're no more, so I can use it. And it's not being, you know what I'm saying, like they don't have a domain for it. So that's that. Let me see what y'all saying before we get up out of here. Okay, that was it. Hannibal was the last comment. Y'all, thank you guys for sitting, chilling with your boy. If you hadn't hit that thumbs up, man, you know what I'm saying? Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up before you leave. If you don't mind, just, you know what I'm saying, a little boop. Or you can tap, if you're looking on your phone, just tap it. You'll see the little boom, it'll go up. Just hit that for your boy. Monday morning here. Oh, wow, it's Monday morning? Dang. That's crazy. That is crazy. Thank you so much for watching, bro. Like, that is crazy time, bro. I greatly appreciate that, man. You just, man. Spending your most valuable asset, which is time. Yes, I stole that from that man. What's his name? Skyler, is it? Skyler, if you watch this and you watched it to this far, I stole your saying. What you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do, sir? What you gonna troll my channel? You gonna tell YouTube I took it? I deny it. And I'll say what's talking right now was AI. How about that? How about that? Meet me outside. Serial killer Santana. Yeah, that laugh he got, man. That wicked laugh. Hey, I do appreciate y'all kicking with me, man. I'm about to watch this game and enjoy the rest of the evening. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, man. Thank you. And until the next lightning strike, which could be tomorrow, who knows?